And then, of course, met up with a company you guys hear me support on here, and it's just organic. I don't own part of the company. People ask me that all the time with certain brands, but the Greats company out of Brooklyn, born in Brooklyn, made in Italy. Met up with those guys. They all came to the show. Then I did a photo shoot for them afterwards, and just good dudes, man. And I think it's finally time. It's been such a process. The Fire and the Kid shoe is gonna drop. The Big Brown Great shoe. I just got the sample today, and I wanted to tweet it out, but they told me I can't. I get the sample today, and I wanted it in like a army green and with light tan like features on it with the Fire and the Kid logos on it. It's pretty dope. K saw it.
It's so nice.
It's nice,
You
right?
want to do okay? I know because you're
I
definitely
want one.
more into like shoe. You and Brendan vibe on fashion shit a lot more than you and I do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The minute he sent me the picture, I thought of so many outfits I could be wearing with those
Right?
shoes.
Originally the shoe was supposed to be like a tan and red, and then when he sent me the like preview of it, I'm like, well, unless you play for San Francisco 49ers, you can't wear that shoe. Like we can't have that. So I want the theme more of like for the fans, the Fire and the Kid tribe, the Fire and the Kid army, and so that's why it's like a dark olive like army helmet green.
It's badass.
It's pretty sweet, right? I'm pretty
Yes.
excited about it.
I know. I hope I could get a pair
Who
still.
the hell in podcasting gets their own shoe?
Every month.
We got to play a little. I was trying to think of a song, Kay, to play for you because this is your last week, and we have a guest on Wednesday. So there's only one. There's one song. There's one song only. It's from my girl, Sarah McLachlan. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this for you. We're gonna get into you departing the show, and you start off as just a young tadpole, and you grew some legs, and you went and jumped to another company. So here's your theme song. You ain't gonna cry. You're not gonna start crying.
Oh my god, it's so dramatic.
So dramatic.
I'm not dying,
Just a
guys. Like,
tadpole.
come on.
You're dying to us.
Yeah, Brendan wasn't kidding. You're no longer allowed back on the premises after Wednesday. Blocking all your numbers.
I mean, classic song. Last time they played that was when they want you to donate money to those dogs that have been beat and the cats that have been starved for like 6 weeks.
You want to put rice on some kid in Africa's plate for just a small 5 cents a day?
That shit gets
That's
me.
the song they get you with.
That shit gets me every time. KK, you're leaving us. But this is the thing, is you're leaving to pursue a bigger dream. So it's not sad. Like, we really should be celebrating. I know I play that slow-ass, sad-ass song, Sarah McLachlan. For sure make another jam, though. That's, like, all she has, right?
She has like a song called Angel that's really good too.
She's a-
but
That's another sad puppy commercial song.
Really? She's the songbird of
Oh yeah,
sadness.
in the arms of an angel. That
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's 100% another donate to starving children, dying dogs, or cancer patients.
That's her thing.
It's her thing,
But it's actually pretty cool because it's because you hear that music, then you see the sad faces, you donate money. With you though, obviously I was just messing around playing that, and Sarah McLachlan's the Angel of Darkness voice. But you leaving, it's a positive thing because you're going on this other stuff that you actually want to do. Not that you don't love doing this, and you grew the Fire and the Kid social media, and you've been a beast with that. And everyone's like, dude, the volume on the social media. Yeah, bitch, she's not hooked up to a mic. It's from her cell phone.
You guys are so intense. Relax.
Don't worry. Don't pay attention to them. Even if you had great sound, they'd find something to complain about with the mic or some shit like that. Anyways, but you're going on to pursue something that you love in makeup and social media. It's like best of both worlds.
Yeah. I think, it's not, I am happy because in the long run, I'm growing and that's what I wanted to pursue. It's just sad because like I'm used to hanging out with you guys, and for me it's not, like I said before, it's not really a job. Like I'm coming here and we just all like dick around and it's just fun.
But what about the shipping of the shirts and stuff? That was a little bit of a beast. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't hard, it was like just get it done. That was more of like the job part of it, but it was cool. Like I enjoyed it.
Your mom's not gonna miss the boxes of shirts that
I
I force you to keep
every
in
day,
your garage.
every time we have shirts, I get a text like, "Oh, I got 15 boxes on the porch. You have to bring in." I'm like, "I'm not bringing that shit in. Have a guy bring it in."
I need to send your mom flowers, some shit for putting up with me. With
The
that.
post office is gonna not miss me for sure because I annoy them so much.
Should we get into some 205 breakdown?
Yeah, sure.
Well, to me, the biggest fight card of all time, not even close. I think the delay of the UFC getting authorized and sanctioned in New York City only made this fight card even bigger and allowed for a guy like Conor McGregor to headline it. So they actually did the UFC a service by not letting him in for so long because there's so much anticipation and hype behind this fight now. Let's start with Tim Kennedy and Rashad Evans, and we'll go up from there. The card's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know the card's stacked when Frankie Edgar and Stevens is on the prelims.
Yeah. That's
Or when Khabib Nurmagomedov is freaking on the prelim. Main event.
Eddie Alvarez, champion. Conor McGregor, 145 champion, going for that 55 belt.
I mean, you're talking about history in the making. I thought long and hard about this because I know whoever I side with, I'll get shit for it. But everyone goes, "Oh, you're Conor McGregor dick rider." I just like the guy. I like Nate Diaz. I like Conor McGregor. This isn't the Red Sox versus the Yankees, for God's sakes. They're just fighters. Where do we start? I think Conor McGregor at 55 is where he belongs at in this weight class. The matchups are nightmares for him. I don't think if Conor McGregor started off at 55, he's not Conor McGregor. He's not the face of the UFC. He's not the biggest star the UFC's ever had if he started off at 55. The matchup's too tough. The depth pool is so deep. He would still be a star, not a transcending pop star like he is now. So I think by him going 45, then doing that weird catch weight at 170, and then coming back, it has allowed him to leapfrog all the guys just because of his star power. You look at, and I know I've told you guys this before, you look at the top 5 fighters at 155, there's no one who I would give Conor McGregor the nod on besides probably Eddie Alvarez, and that's a tough matchup for him. This is a coin flip to me. Eddie Alvarez, and you guys know my bias. I'm biased towards Mark Henry trained fighters. Eddie Alvarez is a Mark Henry trained fighter. Eddie Alvarez represents everything that UFC fighters should represent. He did not get into it because of the fame, because of the money. They call him the Underground King. He was champion of Bellator. He fought on just the bullshit cards for no money. He didn't do this to get famous. He didn't do this to have more than one car. He didn't do this to be on ESPN or Fox or anything like that. He actually loves the art of fighting. And he is a dog. He's one of the few guys left who did not get into this because he can become famous.
At his arbitration meeting and caught 1 year. It's retroactive. That test was in July, so he's really looking at like an 8-month suspension or so.
Still a long time.
Not terrible, though.
Not terrible.
Not as bad as we thought.
Right.
And they did find that he wasn't injecting like real steroids and stuff like that. So
That is a long time, isn't it, for a fighter? It doesn't matter.
Not too bad.
Because you're training. You're staying injury free.
But it's retroactive, so it's from the time, so it's like July. So let's say
he'd still be training. I mean, if you had that,
January,
you'd be training
March,
all the
April,
time.
May, June, July. That's 9 months. It sucks for sure.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even fight at 200. So
Yeah.
he's been off for a long time.
And he's taking a major pay cut.
Oh yeah, missing millions of 7 figures. Yeah, no, it's a hit for sure. But in grand scheme of things, not awful.
Yeah.
When
It could
you
be
look
a lot
at
worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse. King gave him the 3 year.
2 years, 3 years can be
3 years
game ender.
Game ender. Yeah, 3 years we forget about. Fighter in the Kid Nation Army. What is up, guys? Bryan the Kid Callen, he is on set right now. Actually, it was an emergency call, so he's on the Goldbergs. So it's a one-man shop right now, one-man show. I think he said all this outlandish shit, and now he's actually in the White House. He's actually going to calm down a little. He's still going to be himself. You can't control Donald Trump, but he's still going to be himself, but he's going to chill out on some of those super aggro and outlandish claims, and he's going to surround himself with a committee because they were going over what the president does. Dude, that job, are you kidding me? Good luck, man. You think he has his hair shitty now? They need to do it before and after, just like they do their wait 4 years. The bags under his eyes, he's gonna look like a goddamn bloodhound when he's done. The wear and tear presidents take, man, for those 4. Look at Obama. Black don't crack. They say black don't crack. Well, become president. That motherfucker aged like a fucking avocado.
The 50s aren't coming back.
Yeah, I like that. Is it, and now for people that don't know, if you don't know, you might be a brontosaurus, but you were a writer on The Simpsons for 15 years?
Oh God, no.
How long?
Seven.
Sorry.
Felt like 50.
The Simpsons kind of predicted this. I made a post as you were coming in.
We did predict it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I made a post when you came in, right before you came in, that, just let you guys know, in honor of Dana being on the show, The Simpsons predicted this. And it shows a picture of Trump and him going down the elevator. And then someone posted, I think I got it from WorldStar, that they showed the exact same thing in real life of Trump going down the elevator with the exact same motion that The Simpsons
we predicted Schwarzenegger would become the president, not Trump. I actually would have preferred Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
It's how do you make people's like comedy's going to have a golden age now? Like, I don't know. It's how do you make fun of it?
Well, how do you keep it original though is the thing, because how many people, that's the easy pickings right now is Trump. I mean, how many comics are you going to hear right now do Trump bits and they do the Trump impressions and all that stuff?
Yeah.
You got to get creative, man, if you're going to stick out in that world.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right angle to go.
We have gone from my body, my choice to don't grab my pussy. I mean, I think people are losing ground in this argument.
Yeah. If you put Danish Girl and Spider-Man together, you got a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like either something like that has to do with gays and that stuff,
right?
Or it's action with superstars.
If I wrote a show about a bipolar trans woman struggling with her sobriety,
that happens to fight crime at night.
Right.
You're going to win an Oscar.
But zombies, I would. If I just wrote that, I get an Oscar. If I added that she was a monster hunter, then people would actually watch it. So it's all in what you do. But these things go in cycles, and there are reasons I think that zombies are very popular now. Horror movies and science fiction movies tend to reflect the times that they're in.
Meaning,
well, I'll give you an example. Frankenstein, when it came out in the early 30s, it was very, very popular, and it was really a story of like the ascent of the industrial age. Frankenstein was made by machines. He was not a human being. He was made by machines, and that was a big existential concern at the time. Was the beginning of the industrial age. And then the Depression and World War II, people just needed escapism, and that's why during those years, the Wolfman, Dracula, all those movies came out because people just wanted to think about anything but what was going on outside.
Yeah.
With the Depression and World War II, life was scary enough. They wanted to go to a weird time and see a mummy or a Wolfman or just something that took them out of the terror of their regular life.
Sure.
In the 50s, the big fear was that we were going to get into a nuclear war, with an atomic war with Russia. The Cold War was all about the Cold War following World War II, whether or not the United States and the Soviet Union were going to obliterate each other with atomic weapons. And all of those, that's when you get all those giant spider, giant bug movies, Them, Praying Mantis, War of the Worlds. It was all about either the effects of atomic radiation, Godzilla,
yeah.
or an alien invasion, War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Earth versus the Flying Saucers. But those are all just analogies for communism, which was the big fear at the time. In the 80s, you had all of these weird movies. You had a lot of vampire movies and a lot of werewolf movies. And all these Freddy Krueger. It was all about The Fly. A lot of the movies. Yeah, and here's the interesting thing about Aliens. In Alien, the trick with the aliens is the monster came out of your guts, that you incubated the monster. And that was a quintessentially 80s movie because the anxiety in the 80s was AIDS and other diseases. And you couldn't trust your own body anymore. And The Fly is a great example of an 80s horror movie, that you can no longer trust your own body. And I think now, and this goes to what we were talking about before with, people feel like life is cheap. With the advent of globalization, people, their job doesn't pay what it used to pay. Mm-hmm. Everybody, including myself, is working 5 times as hard for 1/3 the money. Mm-hmm. And life is cheap. and people feel dehumanized. And what is more evocative of that than walkers?
Trump heavy on basically every news
Sure,
source
yeah.
that you could possibly go with.
Which is why I didn't
so
avoid
I
the
found some of
news.
the weird ones. I found a couple of the weird ones. We can just consolidate it into one event.
Bring
and we'll
it.
go to the other stuff. So first off, former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke is reassuring all of his white supremacist voters after Trump's victory speech that they played a huge role in getting him elected. Which is
Yikes.
obviously
Right.
not the greatest look for a president.
That's a great endorsement.
My comment on that is, former, I think once a Grand Wizard, always a Grand
No,
Wizard.
yeah, you're always that guy.
And does he show up at the other wizard meetings? It's like
you just big leagues
Gandalf
them?
and Dumbledore, like, oh, please, not that guy.
They're just over him.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, once you're kind of the grand wizard of racism, there's no getting out, man. But I was trying to figure out, why is today so dark and gloomy? Today's Kay's last day for reals, Kay.
I know, it's weird. Like, they were asking me earlier.
You were late too, by the way.
And I'm never late.
That's some nerve.
I know.
Can't fire you. It's your last day. Actually, you're fired.
I know.
You can't quit. You're fired.
I don't think it'll hit me until, like, on Monday.
Nah, I'd hit you driving home today.
Really?
He was
Yeah,
gonna start bawling on the freeway.
because I won't text you anymore.
What?
We're done. Just kidding. You still have to ship out those shirts we sold out of last
Yeah.
night. But once that's
I
over,
still have all
lose
that
my
stuff.
number. Once that's over, lose my number.
I know. I guess I won't have to be doing any of the stuff this weekend.
The shipping and stuff, or the social
Just
media.
the social media. Or do you?
No, hey, no, hold on. Hey, hold on.
Wait, did
You're
you
not
last-
fired yet. You're rehired.
She didn't say do your laundry, did she?
No. She has to do my. She has to do
Social
my
media.
social media.
For some reason,
no.
my brain said laundry. I was like, why the fuck is Kate?
No, it's not the 50s. I wish.